What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of The Cure. And we're moving on to the next proper studio album, though there was someone who commented that the bonus tunes from the era of The Top were worth listening to. Again, we'll circle back and go through any and all extra tunes that are worth checking out, but for the time being, I am going to continue through their album catalog, given how many albums they have. Once again, big thank you to Phil for making all this available. And The Head on the Door, 1985, begins with In Between Days. I like the phrase. Of course, taken in a more literal temporal sense, there is no space or time between days. The moment one ends, another has begun. Of course, you could also see the night as the space or the time and the environment in between days, if you're regarding days as when the sun is in the sky. So yes, I expect it to have more than just a temporal meaning. I expect there to maybe be some psycho-emotional context in terms of the thinking or the feeling that one does in between days as time passes on your own trajectory, in terms of the trajectory of you and your relationship with another person or with life and society itself. So I feel like there's a lot of potential in the title, though I don't quite know what to make of it. So let's give it a listen. This is The Cure. The track is In Between Days, and it's the opening tune on their 1985 album, The Head on the Door. Oh, I think I heard this before. Oh, 100%. I'm having like a nostalgic flashback from my childhood. The 80s were pretty awesome, weren't they? Wow. Okay, so yes, I've definitely heard that before, and I had this flashback, nostalgic memory of being in the car with my sister and driving around and listening to this, which again, as I mentioned in a number of different deep dives, would have been on K-Rock, surely. which was the main radio station playing new wave synth-pop type music in the early to mid 80s. And yes, ultimately, I love the jangly, energetic guitars. It actually reminds me of like a Smiths tune. It feels like, the kind of guitar work that you hear in like Big Mouth Strikes Again or something like that, but mixed with these emotional and more fluid keyboard like synth chords, which have a very rich and feeling sound to them. And I think Robert sounds great on vocals. It's like it's his less like heavy and melancholic type of delivery, and also not his crazy eccentric delivery like we've heard on a couple tunes on the previous album. But yeah, he sounds like very emotional, and he's making this plea which comes across in the vocals. And lyrically, as far as I can tell, it's someone who made a decision to cut off a relationship and that he could get through his days without this other person, but now has realized that that was a mistake. It wasn't true, and he's trying to get them to turn around, to come back, and to come back to him. So it feels like a complicated emotional state, but one where he's come to this epiphany, seemingly based on this change dynamic, and recognizing that no, he doesn't want to be without this person. So yeah, it just has that classic 80s sound. It really feels like the kind of tune I remember comprising the experience of my youth when it comes to music and the radio, and it just has that feel that a lot of great throwback 80s music does. So yeah, ultimately this is probably not the last time, because again, there's been one or two other tracks that almost like an epiphanal state, not this one, but other tunes from The Cure, where since I started this deep dive, it's like, oh wait, you know what? I think I know another tune by them, because I'm remembering now, I think I mentioned when I heard Close to Me, or Close to Me? Is it Close to Me? Yeah, it is. When I heard that on the radio before I got to it in the catalog, I was like, oh wait, like, I know this tune. Like, this is one that is still coming up in my deep dive, but that I have heard before. So yes, this is probably not the last time where it's going to click that, oh wait, I have heard this track, which I suppose is a testament to the popularity or the infiltration of The Cure's music into, at the very least, like Southern California radio, which I mentioned before when I've talked about K-rock. It seems like there were other parts of the country where like British synth pop and new wave music was not making the same inroads, but Southern California was definitely like a hotspot for that. And because I had a sister who was into those genres, who's 12 years older than me, and who was a teenager, going to high school and getting close to going off to university at the time, I was lucky enough to be graced with exposure to this kind of music. So yes, this is one that came back to me like it was seriously like 2 seconds into the track. It's like, oh wait, I recognize this. And then the more it progressed, and when that synth melody came in, it was like, oh my god, like not only am I remembering it, but like I'm having this visual flashback to a particular experience when I heard it. So that was very pleasant. I think it's just a very catchy tune. It's the kind of tune that I think you'd want to hear, you'd call in to hear on the radio. It'd be stuck in your head, which is interesting because lyrically, as far as I can tell, it's about being in your head and making a recognition of how you feel, and recognizing that you want to get back to something that was before, which as the track ended, it was like, man, like the 80s were pretty great for music, weren't they? So yeah, it feels like it's working, like functioning on multiple levels for me personally. In any case, I'm guessing this is a tune that others will be fond of, and I wouldn't be surprised to learn that this was a single and or a big hit from the album. So in any case, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.